Hello peeps and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Night Dagger. Kozak Wolf is idling in TeamSpeak. He appears to be asleep, so he's not joining me today. I was going to see if he wanted to, but no dice, so oh well. We will carry on. So, last episode we finished up the flux capacitor. It seems to be running perfectly fine here. Keeping bone meal nice and full at the moment. Now eventually our bone meal is going to run out, so we're going to have to find a source of bones. We'll deal with that when we get there. But I think for this episode, what I want to get started with, let's see, what do we got going on here? We got Imperials here. We have an empty alveary here. We've got our tropicals going right here. We've got our industrious species going right here. We still got our chestnuts and everything going out there. Let's see, I'm torn between whether I want to do a little bit more with the bees, since I now have isolated a couple of new strains. I'm pretty sure I showed these off, but I did isolate the emerald species. I also isolated the rusty species, which gives you iron, the tarnished, which gives you tin, the corroded, which gives you copper. I isolated the lapis species, which might come in useful down the road. What else did I isolate? Tolerant, sinister, impregnable. I isolated the impregnable species, which gives you titanium. So between emeralds and titanium, and then I think I also have the ruby species isolated around here somewhere. Somewhere, maybe. I don't know. Shortest lifespan, nothing in there. There it is, ruby species. I do have it isolated. So, we're going to go ahead and get that purifying. We're going to get our, where is it? The impregnable species serum. We're going to start charging it. And in the meantime, we're going to go do a little bit more Gregtech, I think. Actually, you know what? No. We're going to come over here and we are going to finish setting up our Mass Fabricator. We need to do that. So if we get in here, actually I think I left it in here. Yep, there's our Mass Fabricator. We have an ME import bus, we have an ME export bus. We have a bunch of ME cable. We have a redstone torch, but I don't think we need it right now. Let's see here. And I have this throttled down to the point that it can only receive 128 EU per tick. That's in order to keep it from killing our entire power supply. Now, I could boost it up to 512, probably, but honestly, we're going to be producing UU matter pretty fast as is, so I don't think it's going to be necessary. Let's see here. What are we going to want to do? Well, first of all, we're going to want to put the mass fab on here, but we're not going to do it quite yet. Why? Because we need a way to throttle it and make sure it's only going to run if it meets certain conditions. So, to it, we're going to put a redstone torch there, and now we're going to put the Mass Fabricator there. Now the Mass Fabricator is not going to run, even though it is getting power because it's getting a redstone signal. So, that's step one. Step two is to take our ME export bus. Remember, export exports things from the system into an ME, or into another inventory. So we're going to put the export bus there. We're going to need an import bus, which we are going to put right there. We're going to need some ME cable to connect all of this, which I'm going to do just one piece of cable right there. We're going to put another import bus here. So let's go ahead and make an import bus real quick. Not a crafting monitor. Do I have an import bus? I do have an import bus. Good. I'm going to put the import bus right there. We're going to set these to stack mode. Alright? Now, we're also going to come over here and we need to get a level emitter. Which I don't currently have. So let's look up the recipe. An ME level emitter is a piece of redstone cable, a redstone torch, or a piece of ME cable, a redstone torch, a basic processor, 2 pieces of iron. So we need to get a couple of iron. We're going to need another redstone torch. Alright? And we're going to need the processor that's in here. So, we'll look at the recipe here, shift click it in, bam, 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 gets us a level emitter. And plenty of spare cable. We're going to tag that on there, connect it with the cable, and now see how it's redstone lit at the moment? That means we can actually take this off. The Mass Fabricator is not going to run because it's still getting a redstone signal. Now, we are going to monitor the supply of scrap. Alright? We are going to monitor scrap. We are going to watch for 64 scrap, and we are going to emit when levels are below limit. If we go below 64 scrap, we want the Mass Fabricator to turn off, because we don't want to run without scrap. So, we'll turn that off, and bam, our Mass Fabricator is going to immediately turn on, and we're not currently importing scrap, are we? So we need to export scrap into this inventory. Now we're exporting scrap, and we're making good progress towards some UU matter, aren't we? So, what this is going to do, this is going to keep this thing nicely full of scrap at all times. This is going to use the scrap as an amplifier in order to produce UU matter for us. Once the UU matter is complete, this is going to pull it out of the system and send it back over there. And then this is going to monitor our scrap levels and tell us when we're out of scrap. That's not going to happen for quite a while. We have 16K. So, that's another thing done. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. We're at 16, 5, 93, 92. How much UU matter do we have? 17? Good. Alright. How much iridium do we have? Absolutely none. That's a problem. So, what do we need to work on? Well, I think we need to do a little bit more work with some Gregtech stuff, because we've got our blast furnace down here. We've got one of them anyway. But we do not have some of the other machines that we're going to need in order to make everything work. What are we going to need? Well, we're going to need lots of titanium, which is acquired from bauxite. We're going to need lots of chrome, which is acquired from electrolyzing ruby dust. That's also going to give us aluminum as a byproduct. It's also going to give us some compressed air. We could also use Uvarite, but getting this stuff is ridiculously annoying. It only produces 2 pieces of chrome for 20 of this. In order to get that, you get 3 out of 16 yellow garnets, which means you need 7 times 16 yellow garnets to get 2 pieces of gold. No, screw that. Yeah, we're not doing that. Alright. While this trucks along for us, let's head out here, catch a nap. Blue sheep all over the place down there. Let's take a look over here at our fuel supply. How are we doing with fuel? We still got plenty of fuel. 2.4K fuel, 1.2K oil. Our combustion engine banks are currently running. Redstone energy cells here are full, so we're just topping off the maintenance slots. We're actually pulling more power than we're producing at the moment, so it's the extra beast stuff. The extra beast stuff pulls a ridiculous amount of power. Oh, no. Jetpack off, please. Alright. Let's, while we're at it, detected essence 61,000. Detected essence 89,000. Okay. So we could use some more blue wool to sacrifice to the system here. We have 408. So we'll sacrifice another 6 stacks of wool. Mostly I just want to bring the power on this back up to a point where we start getting regeneration when we walk through it. There we go. Now we get the mana regen 3 buff when we walk through it. Looks like our world anchor here is out of power, so let's get some ender pearls. We're going to have to worry about reloading our ender pearl supply here pretty soon. That'll get us another 24 hours of power there. Over here we've got 5 hours left. Let's charge it with another one. And how are we doing here with the bone meal? Oh, we're starting to run low. So at some point in the near future here, we're probably going to want to cut the power on this. It looks like we're also producing a fairly large overflow of flax seeds. We should probably go make sure that's not going to cause a problem in our ME system. Because I don't think... Oh, I do have flax seeds set up down here. Holy crap, 125 stacks? Holy shit. Yeah, we have a lot of flax seeds. Are flax seeds used for anything? I mean, can you even squeeze them to get seed oil? Or is that one of the plugins? Well, we know they're used for making paint. More paint recipes. Squeezer. Yeah, you can get seed oil out of them. Not much, but you can. Well, you know what? We may as well start squeezing some flax seeds, huh? So let's come out here. And... oh, I don't have this automated yet. Oh well. That is a thing for another time. Let's go ahead and take what time we have left. We're about 15 minutes into the video, so I should be able to do one useful thing this episode. Let's go ahead and get our industrial electrolyzer online. Now, our industrial electrolyzer, as soon as I find it here, there it is. Industrial electrolyzer is going to require 4 refined iron plates. It's going to require 2 advanced circuits. It's going to take an electrolyzer, an extractor, and a magnetizer. So, not terribly difficult. We only have 1 refined iron, though. Let's go ahead and cook up about 5 stacks of that. We're going to need tons of it. I think next episode I'm going to go through here and totally rework our processing plant so that it's a little more independent, a little smarter. Okay, and now we need 4 refined iron plates, which we'll just throw into the plate bending machine here. And, oops, I have to set that, I think, in order to keep it from pulling. Okay. That's just not going to work at all, is it? Okay, that's an export bus. I bet the import bus has to be behind it. Alright, so, you know what, let's go ahead and connect. Where did I put the ME cable? There it is. We're going to go ahead and connect the ME cable here. Now, one thing to point out, I don't know why the level emitter isn't working. Because this thing should not be able to read any scrap in the system at the moment. So it should be shutting itself off. I don't know why it's not. Weird. Alright, so how do I have to do this then? Oh, crap! Fucker! God damn Creeper Mafia. Rotten bastard. Alright, well. I don't know how he got down here, but that was interesting. Let's bore through the wall here and take a look at what we got going on out here. Yeah, see, I got the import bus set up on the back side of these machines, which I'm betting is how we're going to have to do this on all of the Gregtech machines. I bet they're all eye-sighted to just pull out of the back. Yeah, there we go. Now it's working properly. Now, I don't want to automatically turn things into plates, though, so we're not going to mess with that. Let's get the cobblestone back and try and creeper-proof this as much as we can. Friggin' Creeper Mafia. Alright. Let's go ahead and work on our machines. We're going to need 4 machine blocks, which are still made with refined iron in this version of Gregtech. You don't have to use the plates for this version. So, we're going to take 1 machine block and we're going to craft 2 more. We're going to need an electrolyzer, which means we're going to need 3 tree taps, which means we're going to need some wood. Or we're going to need 4 tree taps. We're going to need 3 regular circuits, and 2 advanced circuits, which we have. And we're going to four tree taps, a machine block on top of a circuit with tree taps all around it. Gives you the electrolyzer, or the extractor. The electrolyzer is copper cable, an empty cell, a machine block, so easy to do. We're going to need 3 more pieces. We're also going to need 2 of you. We're going to need a magnetizer, which is redstone, iron fence, and a machine block, so we actually don't need that extra circuit. We are going to need some iron fence, which takes refined iron. So, recipe for iron fence is as so. We'll throw some refined iron up there. Recipe for the magnetizer is like that. That gives us our magnetizer. Throw the extractor up there along with the 2 advanced circuits, and we're going to need our 4 refined iron plates. And boom, industrial electrolyzer. Max EU per pulse in 128. Alright. Down here, you can see I have an MFSU. It is supplying straight high voltage to this. Now, the electrolyzer can't take that kind of capacity yet, so what we need to do is we need to come up here. We need to get ourselves a transformer upgrade, which of course I don't have. We'll need a machine block. Damn it. Learn to type. We're going to need 2 of this gold cable. We're actually going to need quite a bit more. Thankfully, we got plenty. Alright, we'll take all of this stuff back out. We are going to clear this recipe. And that's going to give us that. And that's going to give us 24 of that. That's going to give us the transformer. If we look up the uses for that, that's going to give us the recipe for the transformer upgrade, which we'll plug into there. All we're missing is some glass, which we seem to be running infinitely short on. Oh, really? What? Alright. There, transformer upgrade. Let's go ahead and put our industrial electrolyzer down anywhere we want. Right click it with this transformer upgrade, and that will apply it so that when we take our electric wrench here, wrench it up, it now has a transformer upgrade, which means it can accept native high voltage. Let's grab our glass fiber while we're up here. Let's come down here, and I think this corner of the room looks like a good place to have some industrial electrolyzers. So, we're going to pop the first one down right there. We are going to run a power line There we go. We're going to run ourselves a high voltage line over to here. We're not going to put anything there for the moment because that's where our MFSU is going to go. Remember, the way I like to do this, I like to use the MFSUs as a buffer. Now, I don't currently have any more, so we're going to have to make some. How many sapphires do I have? Plenty of sapphires. Okay. We need some diamonds. We're going to need 2 machine blocks. We're going to need quite a bit more redstone than what I have. We're going to need some lapis. Actually, my system knows how to make lapitrons, and I'm pretty sure I upgraded the lapitron recipe to use the sapphires instead of the diamonds, but let's check it. No, it's still using an energy crystal. We need to re-encode this, because we want it to use sapphires from now on, not energy crystals. So we're going to take this pattern out, we're going to put it in here, oops, and we're going to change this recipe ever so slightly. Oops. Give it back. We're going to take the sapphire that we got. We're going to put the thing in there. We're going to replace the energy crystal with the sapphire. And we're going to encode that. And now we're going to put this back in the system. So now we should be able to make Lapitrons using sapphires instead of diamonds. So let's go in here. We're going to request 4 energy crystals. That's going to give us our 4 energy crystals. We have our machine block. We're going to request 6 Lapitrons. Actually, we don't have enough lapis for the Lapitrons, do we? 6 times 6. Yeah, we do. So, 6 Lapitron crystals. Do we have... Yes, we have some carbon plate there. We have some advanced alloy. We are going to need... It's been so long since I built one of these things. That's what I thought, just an advanced circuit. We need 1 advanced circuit. And now, we'll craft our MFE. With this, we'll craft our MFSU. Actually, we got to craft that advanced machine block first. There we go. Now we'll craft the MFSU with those components. There we go. Alright, and let's see here. How do I want to do this? Yeah, I think we'll just have it come up from underneath here. So, we'll put that right there. Now, if I have done this properly, this should be able to take this. No problem. Yep, we're good. So, our industrial electrolyzer is now online. It's fully powered, it's ready to rock. There are a couple of things that we need to supply to this thing, though. We are going to need to keep this thing constantly supplied with cells in order for it to work. How are we doing on time? I got about 10 minutes left. So, the first thing we're going to do here, how is our tin supply? We should have tons of it. Yeah, we have tons and tons of tin. So, does our system know how to make cells? No, it does not. So we're going to request an encoder pattern. Oh, we already have some blank patterns. And we're going to request some tin. We're going to come down here. And this pattern we are going to encode to use 4 tin to make 16 empty cells. Throw that in. Now we know how to make cells. There are a couple of other things that I've been meaning to teach this system how to make. I might actually do that this episode, and then pick up with the electrolyzer next episode, after I've had a chance to get some bees running. Let's see here. Our system knows how to make the processors. You can see right there it knows how to make basic processors. It doesn't know how to make advanced processors, but that's okay. It doesn't know how to make ME interfaces, and it doesn't know how to make import and export buses. It knows how to make a piston, but not a sticky piston. So, we have a few things that we need to do here. Let's go ahead and grab our 2 blank patterns, and we're going to request 3 more. Alright? The first thing we are going to teach this thing how to make is a sticky piston. If you take a look here, a sticky piston can be made using a slime ball and a regular piston. Slime balls can actually be made out of propolis and pollen if you're desperate. or it can be crystallized using factorization. I might actually do this at some point. Or it can be centrifuged out of magma cream, but who has that much magma cream? Or you can use mucus combs to get it. For right now, we're not hurting for slime balls, so I'm not going to worry about it. So, we're going to put pattern in there. We're going to go piston, sticky piston. Now it knows how to make those. Okay, we need to know how to make an ME interface. Let's see here. An ME interface is made using a conversion matrix, iron ingots, glass, and ME cable. We need to know how to make conversion matrices. So, we're going to need a couple of quartz, a basic processor, some redstone, and some iron. We have a few basic processors, so we're good there. We'll grab some iron. We'll grab some quartz. We'll grab some glass. We're going to have to teach this thing how to make glass. Seriously, like, it's getting to the point that it's driving me nuts. Alright, so, processor. Oh, we need redstone, don't we? Come on, let me in. Alright, processor, redstone, quartz, iron, gives us our conversion matrix. It knows how to make that now, which it didn't before. So, progress. The interface. Do we know how to make ME cable? No, we don't. We have some in the system here, so let's see here. ME cable is made in this version with quartz fiber and 2 redstone. Quartz fiber is quartz dust and glass. So we're going to grab our quartz dust, and we're going to go 3 quartz dust and 6 glass. Gets us 4 quartz fiber. We'll encode that pattern. Now we know how to make quartz fiber. We're going to go 2 redstone. Actually, let's put this in here. Where is it? There it is. Because we need a piece of quartz fiber. We're just going to request 1. It's going to have to make 4. So, 1 piece of that with 2 pieces of redstone gives you a piece of ME cable. We're going to encode that. A piece of ME cable. Not there. Iron on the outsides. Glass like that. And a conversion matrix. Shit. That's not going to work. We need the conversion matrix. We'll go ahead and craft one. Give me that back. Alright. Iron. Cable. Glass. Conversion matrix is going to give us the ME interface. We're going to encode that. We're going to need 1 of those. It'll take just a second here, because it's got to whip up all of the components to make it first. Which includes the processor. I wonder if I got stuck on the processor step. Currently crafting missing materials to glass. We'll throw some glass in the powered furnaces here. That's another thing I want to do. I want to upgrade our processing here to use induction furnaces instead of powered furnaces, because these, not this type of induction furnace either. I'm talking the industrial craft one. Nothing beats an industrial craft furnace aside from a fully overclocked electric furnace. And honestly, I've done some rethinking on the subject, peeps. It's not worth it to make the overclockers for those furnaces. Yes, it is slightly faster, but it pulls so much more power, it's not worth it. So, screw it. For all of you who have asked me why I have not used industrial craft induction furnaces in the past, you were right, I was wrong. I am man enough to admit it. We have our ME interface now. We're going to need a piece of ME cable. Oops. We're going to need 2 pieces of iron. We're going to need a piston. We're going to need a sticky piston. And we are going to need 2 more blank patterns. And that's the old solar panel pattern that I have to unencode one of these days. It doesn't work anymore. Alright, put that in there. We're going to put our pattern in like this. No. No. What am I doing wrong? Something very, very basic. That's what I'm doing wrong. That gives us our ME export bus. We'll take that out. And we'll replace this with that to get our import bus. We'll take that out. We'll put those 2 things in there. Now we can make those. We're going to get a processor. Just a basic one. A redstone torch. And we're just going to grab the solar panel pattern here and just re-encode this. And we're going to encode a pattern for a redstone energy emitter. So, you. There we go. Redstone level emitter. Oops. Oh, I don't need the 3 ME cable there. There we go. 2 iron ingots, 1 ME cable, 1 basic processor, 1 redstone torch. Alright, and we'll throw that in there. So our system is now smart enough that it can make us import and export buses on demand. No more of this nonsense having to, code everything. Now, on that subject, how much time do I have left? Oh, I'm actually out of time. We're right at 40 minutes. You know what? Let me see if I can do something real quick. Because I've been thinking for a while about making us an ME crafting terminal, which is just an access terminal, a storage cell, a crafting table, and some other stuff. Do we have a storage cell in here? Yes, we have 3 storage cells actually. We have the access terminal. We need 2 glass. We need 4 iron. We need a crafting table, which means we just need wood. And we need an access terminal. There we go. We have an ME crafting terminal now, which we'll plug in there. And it has a slightly smaller interface here, but it has a crafting terminal here. So if you know you need to make something like cells, you can just pop the recipe in here and then pull them straight out of the system. Now this one, unfortunately, does not have the shift click capability. Like you have here, the newer versions of Applied Energistics allow you to shift-click recipes into here. Unfortunately, this one doesn't. I might have to see about upgrading our version, but that is all stuff for another time. For right now, I think we've accomplished enough for one episode. We've made our crafting system quite a bit smarter. We've built a new Gregtech toy. We got our Mass Fabricator running full power here. We are currently pulling more energy than we're producing. Oh, it's refilling all of these, that's right. Okay. 20, 40, 60, 81, 4, 8, 16, 4, 8, 16, 20. So we're currently producing 120 EU per tick. We're pulling 128. We are going to have to upgrade this at some point here, but I'm not critically worried about it right now. Anyway, yeah, I think we've done enough for one episode. This has been Night Dagger with Let's Play a Mod of Minecraft, episode 31. On a side note, yes, I did totally forget to do the world save for episode 30. I've had a lot on my mind recently, as some of you might know. I am going to be working on that world upload tonight, and hopefully have it uploaded either tonight or tomorrow sometime. So look for that, peeps. Hope you guys are enjoying this series so far, and I will catch you later.